sometimes it really kind of stinks being an Xbox fan, and this is kind of the reason why, to be honest with you. It's really a crappy situation to find yourself in because, and I've mentioned this before, and people, like, I guess maybe don't understand where I'm coming from with some of this stuff, but when it comes down to it, right, as an Xbox fan, if you're somebody that has bought an Xbox console, right, you've spent your hard-earned money on that, you maybe saved up to do that, get something and enjoy it. To me, it's just absolutely insane that Microsoft treats, like the competition actually better than their own, than their own fans. And I think that is a real tough situation to be in. And what I mean by that is, okay, so, let's say a game releases on Xbox, right? Or hold on, let's say a game gets announced that was announced for Xbox, and you're wondering, where's this game? Where's this game? Where's this game? Well, there's times now where we see that, that game that maybe would have came is now delayed because, and we don't even know about it or when it would have come originally had it just been in production for just Xbox, right? But now everything has to go into production for PlayStation, maybe Switch 2, all the different PCs and stuff like that. So we end up getting the short end of the stick, right? Or there's maybe a big update for a game, right? Like, and I could think of it like this happened much with Hellblade 2. Now, I'm not a Hellblade 2 fan. I think that game was like pretty much hot garbage. It was basically just a super average game all the way across, just super average. Now, the thing about that is you have this average game and, and it came out at 30 frames per second, and they're like, that's their choice, blah, blah, blah. And this is the game that they showcased the freaking Xbox Series X with, right? It's supposed to be a showpiece. They're like, yeah, that's for, that we can't do 60. It'd be impossible. It's this is more cinematic feel, etc., right? And then exactly a year later, they're like, we're launching it on PlayStation 5, and it's getting a 60 frame update. So you're telling me that 60 frame update couldn't have happened for just the Xbox much earlier? Or why did we have to wait for it to come out on PlayStation to get that, right? You guys understand what I'm saying? It's like, could you imagine, like, Sony releases a game, it's 30 frames per second on the PS5 and PS5 Pro, a year later it releases on Xbox, and suddenly it releases that at 60 for that release, and then enhances it on the PlayStation and PlayStation 5 Pro. Like, the shitstorm would be huge. Now this is very much into that. Again, this is a given that this is going to happen. Avowed, for instance, is getting an update. Like, they canceled updates, right? And then they're going to actually, like, do more of an update on the year anniversary, which, would be next year. And so obviously this is going to be one of those situations where this game's going to come to PlayStation 5. So Avowed is getting a roadmap update for 2026 with the new anniversary update, likely setting the game up for its inevitable PS5 release. So instead of getting an update for just us this year, they push it back. And even though it's just speculation right now, we all know that they're going to announce this game on PlayStation. So the roadmap for Avowed for 2026 presents fans with a first-party Xbox RPG with some good news and some bad news. Starting with the bad news, it looks like we'll have to wait longer before those busted Avowed achievements get fixed. Because why would they want to fix the achievements on Xbox when they're worried about getting this game on PlayStation and actually make some money? As the game's fall 2025 update has been scrapped altogether. On the upside, we're getting even more content than initially planned in the newly revealed anniversary update. Fans have been collectively raising eyebrows in Obsidian Entertainment's direction after the final update on the Avowed roadmap for 2025, expected to launch sometime between September and November of this year, but it never materialized. So we now all know that all the content promised for the Avowed Fall 2025 update, including new Game Plus mode, a photo mode, a new weapon type, and various improvements to the character customization systems, has been delayed until the new anniversary update launching in February of 2026. Obsidian has revealed that even more features will be added to the update than we previously expected. So imagine this game has been out for a little while now. no new game plus mode, no photo mode. All this stuff that would have been great to have at launch or great to have at any point this year is probably going to only come out when they launch this game on PlayStation 5. Now, to me, that is unacceptable, right? Like, we're beta testing this stuff. I think that's where, I get sort of ticked off, when it comes to this stuff. It doesn't make sense. Like, why would you treat your fans this way as glorified beta testers when, there's better ways to go about it? And I understand, they're going to put everything on PlayStation. Like, that's a given. Like, it's just they're not going to have any exclusives anymore. I mean, that's going to kill their console and their brand completely. But, again, this is what they're going to do. I mean, I don't think they really matters or care about it anymore. And obviously they don't care what the fans think, because I don't see any fans going, oh, well, for sure, don't don't put your games there. So now this is what they're getting on the anniversary update. And it sure sounds like this is something they're going to launch with the PS5, right? New game plus, photo mode, new weapon, changing appearance in world, new character presets, more godlike feature presets, and many more. The studio remaining coy in what the new content might look like, saving the real for an impending future announcement. The staggered news suggested a bigger Avowed reveal is on the way, and if recent history is in any indication, it will likely be an announcement of the game's PS5 release. While the new anniversary update will line up perfectly with the game's expected release on the cheaper Xbox Game Pass Premium tier, it would also do well to suspect that the delay to fall 2025 update is to allow Obsidian time to get all the game's new features and fixes in place before Avowed inevitably launches on Sony's PlayStation 5 console. As it stands, Avowed is one of the few first-party Xbox releases from 2025 that remains on Xbox Series X and S as a console exclusive. Most other Xbox Game Studios titles this year, like Ninja Gaiden 4, Outer Worlds 2, Gears of War Reloaded, launched simultaneously on Sony's platform. Avowed, Keeper, and South of Midnight are the sole exceptions, and they're not likely to stay that way for long. Although, again, with the so few people bothering with Avowed, Keeper, or South of Midnight, does it behoove them to pay a studio to port them, to PlayStation in the first? Like, you have to wonder that, because I can't imagine these games are going to sell well at all. He says he suspects that Obsidian is taking the same approach with Avowed that Ninja Theory took with Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, giving the game a full year of content updates on Xbox and PC before delivering it a big anniversary update on all platforms alongside a PS5 release. To be clear, none of it has been confirmed. It's speculation. However, PS5's Avowed release is inevitable, and while we don't know exactly when it'll happen, the game's 1 year anniversary would likely be the perfect time to do it. Again, here's the thing. Like, I don't know about this game. It's like, for me, I look at this game and I think, it's okay. To be honest with you, I still haven't beaten the game yet. But if you look at some of the comments on this article, people are saying exactly what I'm saying, right? They're like, Xbox games are beta tests for PS5 at this point. It's kind of, crazy to think otherwise, and this is really kind of a sad part of this whole situation, is that us as fans have to kind of look at this and just accept whatever comes our way. Like, okay, well, we have to have this game on PlayStation 5. It's like, why, right? It's like, there's plenty of games that they've released on PlayStation 5, like even the Gears remaster or whatever. That game did horribly, even though it was on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Only 1 million players, not even sales. And, again, that game was on Game Pass. And you get a free version of it if you had the original. I had a free version of it because I had the original on Xbox, right? But it's like, you kind of look around and go, that couldn't even have got them their money back on, what they spent to get that game. So, yeah, it's like, it's crazy to me how much they kill their brand. And it's going to really kind of suck to see every last game go to PlayStation. But, I guess we just got to accept the fact that at Xbox, we're the beta testers for the PlayStation versions. We test the games out. We got to make sure they run great and play great and look great when it's really game time. It's like we're the preseason and PlayStation's the postseason. It sucks to suck, I guess. But anyway, Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.